One, Ottawa, we are live.
And we're back.
How are you? We're coming up on Halloween. I'm
are.
very excited for Halloween.
We got what, 2 weeks?
2 weeks, yeah.
Two
yeah.
weeks.
Halloween's always been my favorite holiday, I think.
Really?
Yeah, I really like it.
I had to pick a favorite holiday.
What would it be?
There's
a lot of good ones to pick from.
Halloween's definitely up there now that I'm thinking about it.
It's just like it's iconic. It's one of the big three, I think.
It's fun.
Being what would the big three be? Halloween, Christmas, Thanksgiving?
Easter?
Easter. I might put Thanksgiving above Easter.
Really?
Are we counting birthdays?
No.
No? Okay.
No.
Yeah. When I worked at the Dollarama, they treated birthdays as a holiday. And if you came in, you would get paid double time and a half.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Any holiday you went in, you get paid double time and a half. It was sweet.
That's awesome.
Yeah, no, it was pretty cool. I
might
really
work there on my birthdays only.
Ha, no, you should.
Year.
You should. Yeah, okay. So what is that the final decision that the big three are Halloween?
Yeah. Honestly, Halloween's pretty up there.
Yeah.
I thought there were some other ones, but I don't really want to say Christmas as my favorite.
Christmas is up there for sure. It is
though.
pretty mainstream, but you get a lot of free stuff, which is really nice.
It's not just about that, Jack.
It's not just about
it's
that.
It's about giving.
It is about
joy in others.
And seeing joy in others. It's true. I always do. You know, now that I'm older, I like seeing my little cousins having a good time on Christmas.
Tweak
you know,
when they get what they want.
Tweaking. The way
Could
I
you
used
sleep
to.
Christmas night?
No, I never could. As I got older, it got really easy. Honestly, I started struggling to get up in the morning for Christmas.
Me too.
I was like, dude,
I struggle. We get up early.
Yeah.
We get up at like 7 o'clock. And I'm like, dude, what are we doing?
I remember one year my dad tried to get us up at like 6.
Yeah.
I was like, no.
That used to be me.
Yeah.
I remember opening my parents' room at like 5 in the morning, being like, hey, let's do it, guys.
It's the morning day.
And
that's what I would say.
And they're like,
all right,
it's another hour.
Yeah.
And I'd have to sit in my room.
Mm-hmm. I'd like
for
play my
an
DS.
Hour.
Oh yeah, it was rough. It felt like days.
Oh, it was
like
so bad.
Days.
And every time I went to bed, New Year's Eve, I was like, or Christmas Eve, I was like, oh, dude, this is gonna be the worst. 12 hours of my entire life.
Oh yeah. No, it's a slog. It is a slog for sure. Yeah, but you know what? I always remember. I don't know. It was always a happy morning.
Yeah,
seeing the parents fucking seeing the parents pleased with themselves, you know. It's, speaking of my parents being happy, I made my dad laugh the other day harder than I think I ever have in my life.
What did you say?
Literally all I did was explain to him a Simpsons clip that I saw on YouTube Shorts. And the clip was that Mo Selzak or whatever his name is, who owns the bar, he tries, and I'll say it like I remember verbatim how I said it. I said, Mo tries and fails to commit suicide. My dad starts losing it. And then I say the camera pans over to his note that just says no funeral. My dad has to like sit down. Like he's red in the face. He's gone.
Yeah.
It was hilarious.
The Simpsons, I'd say like The Simpsons and South Park are up there.
The Simpsons and South Park are up there.
The craziest jokes.
Yes, like
chuck them out.
American Dad sometimes too.
I've never really watched that.
Oh, I might say American
Futurama.
Dad. Futurama, I really liked. I did really like Futurama.
I didn't watch.
Yeah.
Even The Simpsons, I didn't really watch that much.
No, like I never went out of my way to watch The Simpsons, but I see clips all the time. All the time.
I've slapped episodes on just because.
Yeah, just for the background. I used to go over to Odin's with my laptop and we'd play Minecraft. And he'd put like The Simpsons on in the background. Or Futurama, I mean. It was pretty sweet.
Yeah.
It was pretty sweet. I was a fan. All right, we got a little something planned for tonight.
We do.
I've been very interested in a man named Marvin Heemeyer.
You got the clipboard and everything.
I got the clipboard. So, yeah, Marvin Heemeyer, known for constructing the Killdozer. Some people listening might be aware already, but an explanation will come in due time. I thought I'd start us off with a quote directly from Marvin. It says, "You're going to know how intent I was on teaching you people that what you're doing is wrong. And maybe that's all that needs to be done. to stop you from the greed you have and the hate you have, the anger and malice to outsiders. I think God will bless me to get the machine done, to drive it, to do the stuff that I have to do. I am the co-captain of my life. God is first. I am second.
Okay, here we go.
Marvin Heemeyer. This was recovered from an audio recording post-mortem. So Marvin Heemeyer, born October 28th, 1951.
Is this a spooky story, Jack?
It's a little bit spooky.
Yeah.
You know, it's definitely topical for
season.
Halloween, topical also for some of the political unrest in the
Really?
world nowadays. Oh, I would say so. It's a lot about dissatisfaction with overreach and stuff.
Okay.
Not a one-to-one, like nothing foreign at all. But, you know, small town, municipal stuff. It's a fractal. So, yeah, Marvin Heemeyer, born October 28th, 1951 in South Dakota. In 1974, he moved to the Lowry Air Force Base in Colorado. That's where he was stationed. I retired from the Army in 1989, and he moved down the road to Granby, Colorado. This is where our story takes place completely.
So we're probably talking about PTSD and stuff like that.
I think it sounds like that. I don't know too much about his military history. It was short, right? He moved 15 years. 15 years in the force, not short.
That's pretty
but
good.
like, it's not a full military career.
Yeah, no.
You know what I mean? So he lived in Granby for 3 years before, in 1992, he purchases land for a planned muffler repair shop. The property has no connected sewage lines. Instead, it has a big concrete sewage barrel that is just disconnected from anything.
So like what do you call that?
Just like a
septic tank?
Yeah, like an isolated septic tank.
Okay.
Right? But there are laws in Colorado about having it hooked up to like the city sewer line. Marvin is told before purchasing this property that it is not connected and that it'll cost about $85,000 to connect. That's like twice what he paid for the property. Yeah. And now Marvin, instead of like maybe thinking again about buying the property or like maybe saving up for a bit, he just claims that that's extortion from the government. He doesn't like it, and he's just going to ignore it, which he does for a while.
But he's got no plumbing.
He's got no plumbing, but he has this big concrete tank that holds all of his stuff, right? So now in 1997, a family called the Dutchev family, they plan on expanding their concrete plant. This includes Marvin's property. He's approached by a man named Cody Dutchev, who runs the plant. At first, they offer him $250,000 for the property. Keep in mind, Marvin paid around $42,000 for the property. Boom.
Profit.
Marvin raises it to $350,000.
Ooh.
They agree.
Oh.
Right? They got a deal. Marvin's going to get a good chunk of change. They're going to get the land they need. Everything is right with the world until Marvin decides he wants a bit more. He ups it, until it is eventually what would today be around $1 million. It was like $688,000 approximate.
It's a good steal, Marvin, but you could have taken what you got.
Well, yeah, because he ups it, he pushes his luck, you know. I think this is a big signifier, the kind of guy Marvin is. You know, he doesn't rock with authority. He's a real libertarian type. He kind of wants the best for himself. And he doesn't know when to stop because the Dutchevs eventually just refuse. And they buy the lot right next to Marvin's land. This causes some problems for Marvin. It'll make it trickier to like upload his sewage line eventually. And it also restricts access to his muffler shop.
Ooh,
right?
Marvin.
Yeah. So Marvin doesn't like this, but the plans continue. They purchase the land. They start construction. Marvin launches a lawsuit to block this construction. His lawsuit gets ignored.
Yeah.
Completely. They don't care. They said, you had your chance. Like, whatever. We had a good deal for you. They're still not on him about the sewage line. It's been years. This guy is like breaking the law for years, and they're fine with it, whatever. In 2001, Marvin tries to appeal the decision again. He says the concrete plant is blocking access to my muffler shop, and it is not environmentally up to par. So this leads to inspection from like environmental agencies and stuff that delay construction. Marvin's being one of those.
Sounds like he's digging his own grave.
He's really digging his own grave. So later in the year, Cody Dutchev offers to connect the sewage lines like on his tab. He's going to foot that bill if Marvin just drops the appeal. Marvin refuses. He doesn't just refuse. He doesn't even like explicitly refuse. He just hangs up. He hangs up. He's being like that.
Left in the cloud.
He's really like that. Yeah. So
Prideful man.
a very prideful man, a very prideful man. So a bit later that year, the concrete barrel that he had been filling with sewage, it's full, it's at capacity. So Marvin dumps it into an irrigation ditch outside the concrete plant that he hates so much. And then he attempts to illegally DIY connect to the city sewage line, which hugely illegal,
Yeah.
like not good. He's caught, fined $2,500, which I think is a pretty good.
It's a write-off.
That's
Like
a
a
write-off.
parking ticket.
And he's told, like, okay,
Listen.
the jig is up. You got to connect this thing. He's pissed off. He doesn't want to connect it. He's not going to, right? Like, we kind of know Marvin at this point. He's not going to. So 2002, now remember, the concrete plant is restricting access to his muffler shop. It's affecting business. Marvin must build a new road, you know, connecting to the city roads, whatever. So he orders some materials and a Komatsu D355A bulldozer from California. He receives it. He's paid for it. The city rejects his permit to build this road. He tries to sell the bulldozer to get some of his money back. The bulldozer doesn't sell. Marvin is pissed.
Why didn't they allow him to build the road? I don't understand.
Something wasn't up to par. I'm not exactly sure there. There's not much.
Maybe because he's building it and he's not.
I think so.
like,
I think
contract.
so. Like, yeah, you would think you would want to outsource that, get the permits first, you know,
Yeah.
petition for it first before you assume the city's going to let you build a road. You know what I mean? There's a lot of like probably minutia there and like the actual government files that we just don't have. So eventually, also at this time, his wife cheats on him and leaves him.
It's not looking.
It's
good.
not looking good for Marvin. So he sells the property for $400,000. He bought this property for $42,000. Sells it for $400K.
Oh, wow.
Leases out half of another property. Keeps the bulldozer. He has that bulldozer. So he goes to this new property, which he owns half of. He has like his own building, whatever. He builds a wall to like obstruct view. Changes all of the locks. And he just begins living in this new workshop. Like he's not going back to his house anymore. That was off of the muffler property. Still dumping his sewage into that same irrigation dump the entire way. He's really going all in on this petty stuff.
Yeah.
For 18 months. This time, 18 months he spends working on his bulldozer. Got another Marvin quote here. It is interesting to observe that I was never caught, Marvin Heemeyer. This was also found post-mortem in his audio recordings. Several men had visited his shed, seen the bulldozer that was being worked on, like modified heavily. He also says that he repeatedly mentioned it, as well as his destructive intentions with it. After 18 months, he finishes this bulldozer. About the people that had seen it and who he had spoken to, he claims their vision was clouded. Marvin is going through like religious psychosis.
Yeah.
This guy, he's
finally,
a
like,
God-fearing veteran.
He's taken too many punches there. And
He
now.
is like
Too many
genuinely.
big hits.
Some people, you know, have said he was genuinely downtrodden. A lot of other people have said he just caused issues for himself by being prickly and like unwilling to work with the system.
Well,
Yes,
he was.
he was.
But I don't know. I feel like
But I don't know, you know, like you'd think big systems like this would give some leeway to the
Yeah.
little man that might like should not reasonably be assumed to understand all the inner workings of this like bureaucracy stuff. But
he
you know,
like he didn't make it any easier for himself.
he didn't make it any easier for himself.
But neither did
The
city.
system. You know, you
And,
can
like the system in the city were having such a hard time. Like give him a little leeway. And
You
then
would
it's not
think,
a problem
right?
Anymore.
it exists for people. Marvin is like a successful business owner in your city. Like these are the people you know, kind of want to protect on a municipal
Yeah.
level, you'd think. The concrete plant, I think, just has more pull. You know, like they're a
Think that's what it
huge,
was?
they're like a family concrete plant. They have locations already. Like they're moving a lot of money. They, you know, they're influential. I don't know how the power
Yeah.
scaling works in like industrialization or whatever, but like they're bigger than Marvin for sure.
Right.
Marvin is the little guy in this situation. So I want to get into, I don't want to block my face here, the specifications of the Killdozer. So again, it's a big bulldozer,
Yep.
right?
Killdozer.
Encased in like a sarcophagus.
Yeah, it's like
Mhm.
what is it, like 3 inches of steel or something?
Oh, it was like 8 or 9 inches. of steel layered with concrete, covering the hull, engine, and treads. Like this thing is impenetrable.
God.
Not even any windows. You know how he saw? He had several cameras, hooked up outside of the tank, linked to 2 interior monitors, and protected. These were protected by 3 inches of like bulletproof clear rubber.
Oh my God.
They had air nozzles hooked up to them to clear the debris. There were 3 gun slits housing a 50 caliber rifle, a 308 semi-automatic rifle, and a 22 caliber rifle, as well as food and water for a week, and 3 handguns. So this guy, he's pissed off. He's done with the system. He's ready to go nuts.
Yeah, it's game over.
It's game over for Granby, Colorado. Because on June 24th, 2004, Marvin gets in. There's no windows. There's no doors. So he sets a crane up to manually lower the sarcophagus onto the bulldozer after Marvin had gotten inside. He has no way of getting out now. So he's locked himself in this Iron Maiden that he has made. Like, this is how dedicated he is to this. June 4th, 2004. He lowers this thing onto his bulldozer. He leaves his property and he goes straight for the concrete plant. Just starts plowing through stuff. There's explosions. People are freaking out, like running around. Like it's the work day. People are there.
What time was it?
I didn't get a time, but it was like early enough. I think it was around like noon.
And what's
like,
your, like
how
far is this lot? He's running through people's yards and stuff?
Yeah. Like a few yards. It wasn't super far. It was a nearby property to his muffler shop that was the property directly adjacent to the concrete plant. So Cody Dochev, who I brought up earlier, he owns the plant. He is on site. He runs over, sees what's going on, pulls out his gun, starts shooting at it. No effect. No effect. So Cody realizes this, and he gets into a nearby front-end loader.
Cody's gonna die.
He charges down the Killdozer, and they get into full-on like mechanized warfare. There's videos of it. You can look up videos of these two fighting in their heavy machinery. The Killdozer is victorious.
Yeah,
just pushes him into the ditch, keeps going. Sheriffs and deputies pull up, and they, like, the full brunt of their firepower that they have available to them, they are just pinning him.
Yeah, that's got to be like a military operation.
Nothing is happening. One police officer, Glenn Trainer, he's the undersheriff. He gets on top of the Killdozer. He mounts this thing like a bull, drops a flashbang down one of the top exhaust pipes. No effect. Nothing is getting through. So Marvin, he finishes with the concrete plant and he moves on to Town Hall, which was at the time hosting story time for children.
So what did he do to the...
Oh, he just ran through buildings and knocked a bunch of stuff over. Like
so
that,
just destroyed the plant completely.
Yeah, at one point, he turned heel to look at like the cops that were shooting at him, and he just rushed them down. The cops they all ran away. They repositioned. They were fine. No one was hurt at the concrete plant. But yeah, he moves on to the Town Hall that is currently hosting story time for children.
Nice.
They evacuate within minutes of him breaking down that wall. He destroys the Town Hall. He moves on to Liberty Savings Bank, aiming for the office of a zoning board member. Luckily, she is not in the office that day. Moves on from the bank, he attacks a local newspaper. He attacks multiple local newspaper offices and the family home of another zoning board member. Nobody's hurt.
God.
Moving on, he goes to a propane storage yard and starts shooting at tanks and electrical transformers. None of them explode. So at this point, Governor Bill Owens was alleged to have considered requesting an Apache attack helicopter armed with Hellfire missiles and Javelin anti-tank missiles. He denies it. Many people close to him say no, he was totally thinking about doing this.
Well, what are you supposed to do?
What are you supposed to do, right? I don't blame the guy, honestly. I'd be a bit embarrassed if I was him for wanting to go that extreme, but...
Maybe not an Apache.
Not an Apache, but like something military needs to come in.
Something that shoots artillery rounds.
Yeah, regardless, it doesn't come in.
Put that thing
it doesn't
down.
come in, and Marvin is just left to, his rampage. And he keeps going for a bit.
Especially when shots start becoming like an issue. Like if he was just running stuff over, try and figure out a way to like block this thing in, but now he's shooting.
Yeah, he's shooting. He's got like
you got
heavy weaponry. Like you got to get rid of this guy, and nothing can. Nothing can. They've sunk
a Hellstorm missile.
Except for the Hellstorm missile, maybe.
But you also don't want to launch a Hellstorm missile.
Well, exactly. That was what the people close to him were saying. Was that like, no, you're not you're not launching a Hellfire missile at Granby, Colorado, right? At this point, they've sunk over 200 rounds into the thing, like the treads, nothing. Like he's going, and he goes for a general store, right? Gets on top of this general store, the roof or the floor falls out beneath him, and he's partially submerged, right? His radiator's busted, spraying everywhere. The engine's destroyed. He's immobile. A single shot is heard from inside of the Killdozer. The rampage is done. Marvin Haymeyer is assumed to be dead. Assumed to be dead. And he is. He is dead. So afterwards, right? They get on top of this thing. They pull it out. He
pulled the plug.
Oh, yeah. No, he realized I can't move anymore.
And I can't get out.
Boom.
Yeah.
Shoots himself. He dirks himself in the skull. The police pull the Killdozer out. They use 3 explosive devices. I believe they were C4. But there was something about like thermite as well.
I was going to say.
Yeah. 3 explosives, completely ineffective. And again, it's endured other explosives over the course of its rampage and over 200 like rounds of ammunition being fired into it. This thing is like absolutely unstoppable. 12 hours with an oxyacetylene cutting torch is what it took to get through this thing and to recover Marvin's body.
Wow.
So this rampage lasted for 2 hours, damaging 13 big buildings, including a family home. 11 of these buildings were evacuated literally within minutes of him destroying them. Like, it's a miracle nobody died other than Marvin. The damage amounted to around $7 million. Again, nobody except Marvin was killed. The Killdozer was afterwards dismantled and its pieces were shipped like all around America. Like they split this thing and scattered it completely. The police,
what reason? Like for
they wanted to, yeah, they didn't want people to come and try to like reassemble it or gather pieces and stuff. So they just covertly moved them wherever.
Okay.
People recently have recovered pieces, and someone has like welded some pieces together.
Like, were the like just disposal? Like,
yeah, they're just sent to junkyards.
Okay.
Yeah. And actually, more recently, I don't know too much about this one, but there was a miniature Killdozer inspired by Marvin's antics. And this was, I believe, in like 2014.
Really?
Yeah, 2014, 2015. It wasn't like incredibly recently. It was surprisingly not long ago. So later, the police are going through Marvin's computer. They found 3 video manifestos. These are the things I was quoting. They also find a list of 107 targets, like people, like named people. The top of the list is the Dochev family, except it wasn't spelled Dochev. It was spelled Dushev. Dushev. Yeah, this concludes the story of Marvin Haymeyer. So, after this happened, he was really, like championed as kind of a libertarian, like fight the system kind of guy. And I was telling you before the show, there's a lot of details that kind of got glossed over in a lot of the conversation around him. I found people really tend to ignore the fact that he did a lot of this to himself.
Oh,
you know what I mean? Like
all of it.
Like almost, like literally all of it.
Pretty much all of it.
He
had it in his hands, $360,000.
Mm-hmm. And he was just like, no,
and then he
upped
it to $450,000 or whatever you said. And they still said yes. Mm-hmm. And then he tried to
even
push
more
it again
to what would now be $1 million. And they said, no, we're not doing that. Like they were for him. They were really trying to help him for a while. I think the only thing you can accuse the system of doing, as much as I hate to root for the system here instead of the little guy was just at fault.
Yeah, but the system didn't help him in any way. Like you could have been like, here, let's sit down and tell you what you need to do.
Yeah, like let's
just being no.
We're not just gonna give you paperwork anymore full of jargon. Like let's sit down and. But to be fair to the Dochevs,
they didn't do anything wrong.
They offered to pay for his sewage line, which was close to $100,000 at the time.
Yeah, but he seems to be a man of many grudges.
A man of many grudges.
You cross him the wrong way, and
they crossed him the wrong way.
He'll never.
Yeah. And what is it that he said? I am the co-captain of my life. God is first. This guy was genuinely nuts. He's not a hero. No. He's no little man hero. This guy attacked family homes and small businesses and somehow was crowned as like fighting for the people.
And then he took the easy way out.
He took the easy way out.
Like a coward.
Yeah, like after causing that much destruction, you can't face up to what you've done.
What are you doing if you walk outside and you see a fully decked out bulldozer running down Main Street?
I'll tell you what I'm not doing. That is jumping on top of it and trying to drop a flashbang down the exhaust. That Glenn Trainer guy was insane. I might request someone brings in an Apache.
Honestly, like it would have to be some sort of military vehicle.
Yeah, like nothing was getting
like
through
I
this
said,
thing.
It's one thing if a guy is just like it's the same as if somebody's driving their car like an idiot.
Mm-hmm.
Like you try and pit maneuver them and stuff like
Yeah.
that. The second you see a gun, though,
yeah, it's a different story. Now imagine seeing 3 guns on top of an actual like tank. Have you seen pictures of this thing? Our listeners on the radio, you will not be able to see this unfortunately, but I'm gonna pull up a picture for Ben here. I'll also show it to the camera.
Imagine a concrete box.
Just look at that thing.
With a big imagine a snowplow.
Look at that, Ottawa.
A snowplow with treads, like tank treads.
Yeah.
But on top of it, where the one seater would be, and where all the engine components and the chassis, pretty much, it's encased in concrete. Like it looks like someone poured.
No, literally, like this thing is
mold wrapped around the machine.
It is a big boulder on treads with guns inside,
and then there's
it's just impenetrable. Yeah,
and it took him 18 months to make it.
18 months, and people came in and saw it.
You know what's even worse?
Yeah,
he sold the property, right? That money he used to make the bulldozer, 100%.
Oh yeah, for sure. And the crazy thing is, $400,000 in 2004. Like that's not chump change, and he got bought out of this. He got given a way out peacefully, which was just to cash in your cards, start a new muffler shop. You screwed it for yourself.
There was so much.
There's so much he could have done.
So much profit.
So much profit to be made, but he just wanted to kill people in the name of God.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy.
That's kind of crazy. But honestly, the fact that nobody died except for him makes me, if there is a God, he intervened a little bit. He said, Marvin, no.
No, he came in there and was like, Marvin, you're not doing this in my name, brother.
Yeah, you're not running down a bunch of children at the town hall.
If you do this, you will fit. And that's what happened.
Yeah.
Fit.
And according to, the rules of Christianity, Marvin went to hell.
Yeah. He went to hell for a number of reasons.
Not
just for attempted murder.
Not just for like many, many, many counts of attempted murder. Some would have been manslaughter against children. Against innocent children.
Like, isn't holding a grudge like jealousy, and jealousy is a sin?
Yeah, dude, that's
a sin. What else
envy?
Can you think of? Envy?
Pride, wrath.
Revenge.
Yeah. Honestly, I could even say sloth for just his laziness and like actually accomplishing the stuff he needed to accomplish by the books. Right?
Yeah.
Right? You know what? And this reminds me a lot about, I don't know, do you know anything about Ruby Ridge?
Maybe. I think I've heard of that.
Ruby Ridge was a family, the husband, I believe, I don't know too much about Ruby Ridge, so people of Ottawa, take what I'm saying with, somewhat of a grain of salt. I'm pretty confident in what I'm saying is right. So this guy was an ex-Fed, then he retires and he moves off grid with his family, and he gets caught a couple of times doing illegal stuff with guns. Like he has illegal guns, he's modifying them illegally
and selling them.
I don't think he's selling them. I think he's just stockpiling. Like he's just a real off-grid, like no tech kind of Unabomber. He's a bit of a wacko. As much as I respect wanting to live that life, you got to conduct yourself in a certain way.
Yeah, but don't live it like a lunatic.
Don't live it like a lunatic, right? Like he's making like
you're off grid. Why do you need more than one weapon?
Exactly, and he's taking legal 12-gauge shotguns and making like a bunch of illegal sawn-off shotguns, like just stuff he can't be doing. And the ATF, they're warning him, right? And there was one thing.
Why do you do that?
I don't know. Like they're trying to be kind. They're trying to give some leeway
It's
to
a
the
gun.
people.
It's a gun.
It's a gun. Right? This guy's an ex-fed. Like he's trained. You know what I mean?
You don't do that kind of stuff to weapons and just be like, oh, I'm gonna.
But to be fair,
mount.
I think some of the reason they didn't hop on him immediately was to confirm that he was doing this stuff. I don't know exactly what they did, but it was some form of entrapment. And he argued this. Now here's the thing: he could have taken that. He could have taken that to court. He could have taken that in front of like the Supreme Court. That's a charter infringement by the ATF. Yeah. He could have gotten millions. But he just, he hunkers down. He keeps doing his stuff. So they're allowed. They have the opportunity to get some more stuff out, get some more warrants.
Yeah.
The court sends him a fake court date.
If he did that, if he went to the courts and did that, then they wouldn't even be allowed to look at him.
No, like it would be a complete write-off. He'd been fine. They probably would have confiscated his stuff, but
yeah, but you have a bunch of money.
You have a bunch of money now.
Look at
you have a bunch of money now. Buy legal guns, you idiot.
Or just do that. Yeah, listen to the ATF.
So eventually, the court, they do get him right outside of the entrapment thing. They get him, and they send him a court date. False court date. There's some discrepancy in the paperwork. He uses this again to buy himself some more time. They end up sending him a correct court date, and he does not show up. The ATF,
what is that? That's like a federal crime, isn't it?
The ATF is the alcohol, tobacco, firearms. It's like the DEA. It's like the DEA for alcohol, tobacco, firearms. And they pull up with some officers, and they're hiding in the bushes, but they make themselves known. They're marshals. They're state marshals. And the guy here that owns Ruby Ridge is walking with his son and their dog. The marshals make themselves known. This guy, hunting rifle, boom, shoots one of them, Officer Keegan, through the heart. Officer Keegan is dead instantly. From where the other marshal is standing, he can only see the son, who is like 14 or 15, I believe, also holding a hunting rifle. Boom, between the eyes. Son's down. The dog attacks them, shoots the dogs, lights up the dad. The wife, who had been allegedly sending death threats to the judge handling their case, is hiding behind the door, gets lit up and killed. She's holding their newborn baby, who is also killed. Or no, I think the newborn baby actually survived. I think the baby survived.
What are we doing?
But yeah, and then, so it's like, this was another thing where, oh, poor me, government overreach. But it's actually like, no, you were given miraculous opportunities to drop this whole thing after creating illegal firearms and sending death threats to a judge.
Like, what do you do with that?
What do you do with that? And
like,
then,
at that point, like, you can't fault anybody but them.
No, exactly. And, I don't know if you remember my political leanings in high school. I was very like ridiculous. There's like the typical 16-year-old anarchist that is just ridiculously anti-authority for no good reason, right? If my plans ever came to fruition, our country would have just failed and been occupied. I'd have been like, all right, goodbye government. And then Russia or something would have come in and be like, great.
Yeah, man.
So for an ex-federal agent, like a savvy guy who has had some experiences to operate like that and then be surprised when his family gets murdered on his behalf, it's ridiculous. And then for people to turn around and be like, no, these are good guys. I'm sure, dude, if you look at Tiananmen Square, that's where I would point to be like, all right, this is where government overreach is bad.
Yeah.
Ruby Ridge and the Killdozer? No, these guys were idiots. They fought the system maybe nobly. Like I could get behind the argument that things need to change, and when huge amounts of like moneying are involved and people are getting lobbied to act a certain way, the little guy cannot get ahead if not by violence.
Stuff like that, and you're like, what do you expect?
What do you expect?
It's like David versus Goliath, but David's an idiot.
David
has
is
no
an
legs
idiot.
And he's in a wheelchair.
No, exactly.
Around. Like, you're not gonna win.
You're not gonna win, and I feel this.
And if you take it to the extreme,
they're gonna kill you.
The only thing that they can do and to retaliate is take it to that equal extreme or a higher extreme.
Yeah. If you
like a Hellstorm missile.
Like a Hellstorm missile. Look at this. The guy made a tank and rampaged through a city, caused $7 million of damage. You're gonna die. These guys make it. The Unabomber, this is the last one I'll bring up. The Unabomber. He was a smart guy. He like a genius, whatever. He was also probably one of the stupidest people ever. He hates the system. He writes this manifesto that is supposed to be like pretty poignant. I haven't read it. I've heard it is not articulate. It is not well written. A lot of it is just schizophrenic rambling. Like this guy talking about how not power, traffic lights are some like unnecessary avenue of government control. And it's like if you are going to talk broadly about like something like traffic laws implications on how people are controlled, like that's already a reach. It's traffic laws. That is a huge reach.
I don't understand the idea behind screw the government. I'm not listening to the government.
He was a huge environmentalist. He didn't like what they were doing to the environment. He moved out into the woods and he lived in a little cabin with like no real electricity, and he just created these mechanized bombs, and he would use anthrax.
Yeah.
Yeah, and his whole thing was like mailing it to politicians, right?
But what I'm saying is, like, move. If you don't like your government, move. If you don't like the government, you too bad.
But I think
they're everywhere.
This is the scary thing that I think.
Why are people doing this?
It's same thing with Marvin. It's some sort of like delusion. You know what I mean? It's like some higher calling. Now the Unabomber was meddled with by the CIA during MK Ultra. So this is true.
He was a little messed up because he was pretty brilliant.
And he had all of this like influential philosophy on the ecological battle. He was a terrorist for sure. You know what I mean? Like I have some skepticism about like the terrorism designation by groups like the CIA and stuff. The Unabomber was a terrorist.
No, yeah, he was.
You know what I mean?
He was a terrorist from home soil.
Yeah, and like even if you are kind of under that sort of political persuasion, I don't think you can justify sending bombs and anthrax to the family homes of like small-time municipal politicians. These aren't going to the White House, like these are going, like he hurt civilians.
Yeah, that's what
and then his brother sold him out. He told his brother, and his brother was like, "I'm calling somebody."
I don't know. Did he tell his brother? But I'm pretty sure he just like he published one of his manifestos and then was talking to his brother and basically just reciting what he wrote down.
Okay, that could be it. And
his brother was like,
"Huh."
Yeah, and he was like praising the Unabomber.
Okay, so
like the third person.
Oh, that's hilarious.
And like that's when he literally like he lost it.
So that's like we were talking about Death Note earlier.
He wasn't getting caught. No, he just like
whatever.
To the wind
we were talking about Death Note earlier. That's like when Light joins the investigation looking for himself.
Yeah, bro, that shows.
That's yeah.
You know, shows like that best.
I think I honestly might put Death Note as like number one show of all time.
If there's a show, like any show to where something happens, like let's say mid-show, and then at the end of the season, that thing that was so minute that they showed you for maybe like 5 minutes for one episode, is the reason why the entire season comes together at the end.
Those last 4 episodes,
when he forgets his book and he doesn't even know about the book,
and then it comes back,
and then all of a sudden he touches the book and he remembers everything, and
for me it is like
because that's just like the writer's intelligence.
Oh yeah, because
like
when the FBI at the end are like going bar for bar with like the Kira cult's plans, and then Light starts freaking out, gets lit up at the end. It was awesome. Or watching the end of that show, I was amazed, and then I watched it 7 more times. It's so good.
No, I watched that one 2 times.
No, it's so
big 2 times.
I was going to one year. Me and this girl I knew were gonna go as Light and Misa, but it never happened. I think that was the year we ended up doing South Park.
Oh yeah,
that was a good
That was a good year.
That was a good costume.
Kenny as Kenny.
Kenny as Kenny. Yes, you were Kyle.
I was.
No, Ashton was Kyle.
Yeah, I didn't do that with you.
Oh yeah, because this was the Gatineau. Okay, yeah.
You guys did that.
Alex was Kyle. Ashton was Stan. I was Cartman.
Yeah. And then I did something else.
Were you in the banana?
No.
I think I'm just gonna go as like a goth. this Halloween. I was telling you a few weeks ago. I'd
I
like to
really,
adopt
like,
some more of that.
I really want to go as the Green Bastard.
Go as the
I've
Green
been thinking
Bastard.
about it so much. If
Go
you
as the
guys don't
Green
know who the Green
Bastard.
Bastards, you need to get on.
You need
Trailer
to
Park
get
Boys.
on Trailer Park
That
Boys.
is a heritage show.
That's a heritage show,
That
big
is
time.
a heritage show.
Full
you need
on.
to get on it.
Oh, yeah.
They just came out with a new show. Trailer Park Boys. I forget what it's called, but they're in jail.
Trailer Park Boys in jail.
Yes.
The between seasons. We get to see the between seasons.
But you know who's in that show? Remember the movie Fubar?
Yes. No way.
Corey or not Corey.
Like one of the metalheads?
Yeah.
Yeah,
The guy
yeah.
with he's got ball cancer.
Oh, yeah. What's that guy? I forget his name.
It's like
Ottawa.
with a T, like Troy or something.
Yeah, it's Troy or Trevor or something.
It's
No,
so
people of
good.
Ottawa, watch Fubar. It literally specifically for one scene. You know exactly the scene I'm
Yeah.
talking about.
It's Trailer Park Boys,
Yeah.
but like not a series. It's just a movie, and
Yeah.
they're not from the East. They're from like Alberta.
Yeah, and they genuinely go
they
insane.
think so. One of them gets like a lump on their testicle, and they think he's gonna die. So it's like
They just go nuts.
how they give their last rites, how they're gonna run
Yeah.
the final days of their life.
It is truly Canadian.
It's hilarious.
There's one.
It is
Okay.
so funny.
Have I told you my Avonmore fire extinguisher story?
Maybe yes.
So I'm not going to name any names. I'll tell it for Ottawa one last time, and then we'll call it on the stream. There's one scene in Fubar that gave me like vivid flashbacks to this one time. We were in a small place. I just name dropped it. I'm not going to do that again. I'm not going to name drop anyone I was with. But we met up with another group, and there were probably like 15 or 20 of us. There were a lot of boys, and there was just some warehouse in this town that had a bunch of equipment. And one of the guys broke open the padlock, and we just went in. And we took a fire extinguisher and just emptied it into the streets.
Wow.
Yeah, and then we went around. Oh, we were such degenerates, dude. Someone left a bunch of furniture outside. We destroyed it.
I'm gonna be. I feel like I've said this on this
Mhm.
show before.
Mhm.
You live in a place like that.
You are gonna do stuff like that.
By the time you're between the ages of 12
Mhm.
and 14, you have done absolutely everything that
Everything.
you could ever think about doing legally in that town.
And there is nothing to do but just
And there's nothing to
wanton
do but-
destruction.
But to be an idiot,
Maybe that's what Marvin felt. Maybe he felt so fulfilled with God that he was like, "This is it. I'm going out."
maybe,
Maybe. And just like that, we bring it full circle, Ottawa. That's
Marvin just
yeah.
ran out of things.
It's the breadth of our storytelling ability.
Ran
Yeah.
because he sold his property,
400K.
and that could have been it.
That could have been
And
it.
then
The
he was
guy
like,
could have
"You know
lived good.
You know what?
I'm not gonna try to kill a bunch of people.
I got out of this scot-free,
scot-free.
but I didn't win. I need to win. I need to be a
Yep.
winner, and that's why he did what he did.
Yep.
And he still didn't win.
he still didn't
Because
win.
guess what, Ottawa? There is a God.
There is a God, and he's watching you. He's angry, Ottawa. He's a vengeful God.
Repent.
Yeah. Look up what he
Don't
did to Sodom and Gomorrah.
Don't buy a bulldozer.
Do not buy a bulldozer.
repent.
Do not buy a
Don't.
bulldozer unless God tells you to buy a bulldozer.
That's the devil. He's lying.
He's lying.
The devil
He's
doesn't
lying.
tell you to buy a bulldozer unless you
lying.
need to actually bulldoze things.
Marvin did need to make a road.
Yeah, he did. That's fair.
That is fair.
Maybe
All
God
right.
isn't real.
And with that, Ottawa. No. Ottawa, we will leave you with that. We hope you enjoyed our story time here. Fight the
That was
system.
interesting. Don't fight.
Don't
the
fight the
system because
system.
you will lose.
You will lose. I fought the law, and the law won.
I don't know very many stories where
No, where
the system fighters
where the little
actually
guy
win.
actually wins.
At least
you know
not,
what? Not in
by
America.
themselves.
Look at Nepal.
Yeah, but not by them.
Not by themselves.
That's I was just about to say Nepal, and that's why I said not by themselves. If you're a single to maybe a group of 20,
Mhm.
you're not winning.
You're not
Anything
winning.
more than that, depending on what you're fighting for, maybe.
Yeah. Now, Ottawa,
But don't be an idiot.
don't be an idiot. This is not
Goodbye.
us telling you to organize. Okay. Okay,
'Cause
we're
that's-
digging it. We're digging
No, but
ourselves a hole
I'm
here
not
now.
gonna lie. Like, it's real life, man.
It's real life. You know what? Sometimes institutions might overreach. Countries have seen themselves lose their ability to vote, and there is one way forward from that, and there is. And we see this many, many times.
That's the lesson.
The French Revolution is one of my favorites. All right, that's it from us before we get ourselves thrown in jail.
Yeah.
Have a good night, Ottawa. We love you. Thank you for listening. You're all